Hey everybody, I'm here to go over the warm-up for lesson 1.3, number strings with you. We're going to use your amazing skills with addition and subtraction of numbers to complete the warm-up, but we're not going to use a calculator. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure what operations we have going on inside the problem. In number one, what you should notice is that this is an addition sign, this is an addition sign, and this is an addition sign. And we know that with addition, we don't have to keep change. So we can go right in, diving into the question and categorize what kind of numbers we have going on. Remember that positive numbers and negative numbers are going to fight. They're going to go to war. They cancel each other out. And we need to figure out how many are on each team first. And this is a way that you can do this. You can do this with highlighters or with colored pencils to help kind of organize your work. The first thing we're going to do is see that there's only one big positive number. And what we need to do is figure out how many negatives do we have in all. So one way to do this is because we're not using the calculators to estimate. So what I would do is I would change in my brain this 18 to 20. So I'm going to have negative 15 and negative 20. Well, negative 15 and negative 20 is negative 35. But I don't really have negative 35 because it's only an 18. I really have negative 33. Then I need to add that to negative 6. So negative 33 and negative 6 gives me negative 39. So that means that I got 39 negative soldiers and I've got 376 positive soldiers. So you don't have to be really savvy to realize that the positives are going to win this war. And what we're going to do is figure out how many positives are left when it's all said and done. Remember that every negative cancels a positive. So 39 of these need to come off of this blue team. So we're going to subtract 39. But 39 is kind of hard to subtract. So let's subtract 40. If I take 376 and subtract 40, I'm down to 336. But I didn't really subtract 40. I only need to subtract 39. So I'm going to put that one back on. So 336 plus 1 is 337. Positive wins, 337 left. Done. In number 2, remember that the first thing that we need to do is we need to look at our operations and see what we got going on. This is an addition, 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 addition. So we don't have to keep change anything. We can go right ahead and categorize and see what we have to work with. 29 is a positive, and 45 is negative. 18 is a positive. 32 is positive. And 96 is negative. So we need to figure out how many are on each team so that we know who's going to win and by how much. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these blues, all the positives, and add them up. Okay? So I don't know if you realize this, but you can add in any order. And what I like to do is make groups of 10. So I've got 18 and I've got 32. I know you might not be able to see it until I show you, but 18 and that 2 gives you 20. Then I have 30 more. That gives me 50. And then I have 29 on top of that, which gives me 79 total positives. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up my negatives. So I have negative 45 plus negative 96. I got to figure out how many negatives do I have in my camp all at once. But it's really kind of hard to add 96 when I can just add 100 and then adjust. So I'm going to take and pretend that this is negative 100. And I'm going to add that to negative 45. That gives me negative 145. But that's a little too many. 4 too many, as a matter of fact, because we bumped it up. So we have to bump it back. So negative 145 minus 4 extras is a negative 141. And those are pink. That's my negative group. So in this battle, the negatives certainly outweigh the positives. I have negative 141 and I have positive 79. And that means that we're going to have a negative outcome when we're all done. And again, these 79 are going to get wiped out. We have to take 79 of these away. However, 79 is kind of hard to subtract in my brain, so I'm going to subtract 80. If I take 141 and subtract 80, I have 61. But 80's not enough or too much, so I need to make sure that I round up one because it's only 79 and not 80. So instead of being negative 61, I'll have negative 62. And there's your final answer. So in the first two, those are when we have addition operations in the beginning. All we have to do is categorize, add up all the positives, add up all the negatives, and then do one war. Okay? So that's a more efficient way of working on things. When we get to number 3 and 4 on the warm-up, what do you notice? What's different? I've got 18 minus negative 15 minus 3 minus negative 5 plus 2. So I've got lots of subtraction in there. And remember that whenever we have a subtraction, we need to keep, change. So I'm going to underline where the keep, changes have to occur. The reason why I'm underlining is so that I don't forget. Anytime I see a minus sign, I need to keep, change. Minus sign, keep, change. Minus sign, keep, change. Plus sign, I don't have to. So at only the minus signs do I do this. So I'm going to rewrite these in the correct format. Once I get everything to addition, then I can combine my like terms. So I'm going to start with 18. That's my keep. I'm going to change that minus to a plus. And my negative 15 changes to a positive 15. There, successfully did the first one. Then I'm going to keep my first term. I'm going to change that minus to a positive. I'm going to change that 3 to a negative 3. Then I'm going to keep my negative 3. I'm going to change that minus to a positive. And I'm going to change that negative 5 to a positive 5. Remember, I don't have to keep, change with addition, so I'm just going to bring that 2 down. Now I have 18 plus 15 plus negative 3 plus 5 plus 2. I'm ready to make my teams. And I think you can see it already. We got a ton of positives going on over here. I got 18 and 15 and 5 and 2, all positive. And the only negatives we have in this problem is 3. So let's figure out how many positives we have on our team all together. Now remember, I told you, you can add in any order. And look what I see. 15 and 5 is 20. 18 and 2 is 20. That's going to give us 40 altogether. 40 positives. And then we're going to add that to negative 3. So who's going to win this war? Of course, the positives will in this case because there's more of them. But 3 are going to make an impact, tiny as it is. So every positive and every negative cancel. So I need to take 3 off of that winning team. And I'm down to 37 positives. There's my final answer for number 3. Last one. So I'm going to look at my problem first and see what operations I have. I have 22 minus negative 18 plus 7 plus negative 42 minus 27. So as soon as I see a subtraction or a minus, I have to underline, keep, change. That's going to remind me to do that. Here's a plus, up, here's the other one. I got 2 keep, changes going on there. So I'm going to keep my 22, change my minus to a plus, change my negative to a positive. Bring down my addition, bring down my addition. You do not change for addition. Addition, you stay. You always carry it down. You only keep change for subtraction. So we're going to keep this, change that to a plus sign, and change that to a negative 27. And this one is a little bit more unclear, I think. Just eyeballing it. I'm going to need to take a look at it a little bit closer. I've got a 22 that's positive. I have 18 that's positive. I have 7 that's positive. Oh, they're all in the front. And then I got negative 42 and negative 27. Well, remember, we're going through the estimation process. So one of the things that you can do is you can estimate and make your adding and subtracting a little easier. In this case, I can estimate and do 22 plus 20. That's 42. I'm going to take 2 away. So 42 minus 2 is 40 plus 7. This is 47. Positives. And then we need to add our negatives up. And with our negatives, if you find it easier to add 30, you can take 42 plus 30. That's 72. And then what you need to do is take 3 away because you added too much. So 72 minus 3, 69. That's going to go in the negatives. Finally, what we're going to do is go to war. Now, who's going to win this one? 47 on the blue team, 69 on the pink team. So pink's going to win. Our outcome's going to end up being negative because there's more of them. We just need to figure out how many. So I'm going to take my 47. I'm going to change it to a 50. So I'm going to take 50 of these away. That's going to be at 19. But I only need to take 47 away. 19 plus 3 is 22. So this ends up being negative 22. I hope this has done 2 things for you. I hope it's given you a way to think about using estimating as a way of doing some mental math, and also a way for you to go about figuring out how to do number strings correctly. Thanks for watching.